Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I will be showing you what is going to be actually part 1 of my reading wrap up for the month of March, and this month's theme was Bluey, and here's my calendar of what I read each day and my log for when I was reading, the days that I read a physical book, an audiobook, a book that I own, or a book that I borrowed from the library. And I actually read 3 books in the month of March. And for this part 1, I am going to talk to you about the first book I finished this month. And the first book I read this month is Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. This book came out in 2021, so it came out last year. I actually read this, I listened to the audiobook, and I borrowed this from the library using my Libby app. The audiobook is about 15 hours long. It took me maybe a little over a week to finish it, and I gave it 3 stars. Now for the spread that I'm creating for my reading journal, I wanted to do a recreate the cover, or my version of the cover, and just because I thought the houses piled up on top of each other was a very cute drawing that I can do. And then I also wanted to see if I can do some of the trees that are behind the houses, and so I wanted to do that, and that's what you see me. I actually started from the top, and then worked my way down when I was tracing them all in pen, and then later on you're going to see me do put some color into the drawing. So now, just to tell you a little bit about the story, in this book we follow Wallace. He is a lawyer, and he has dedicated his whole life to his firm and his clients, and his job is everything to him. All of his energy is dedicated to his job. So what happens is that he doesn't put any effort to the relationships that he has around him, with his now ex-wife and friends or family or anything. So none of that feels important to him. All of his energy, all of his effort is going to his business and growing his firm and keeping his clients happy. And we start the story with actually him having a heart attack, and he passes away. Now, for the remaining of the story, he is taken to this place where he is like in between worlds. He's still attached to the living world, where he does not want to give up that material life, and he's not willing to pass on. So there is this place, let's call it that, where he is just staying there and reflecting over his life, reflecting over the things that he did wrong, and basically just reflecting over the relationships that he could have developed while he was alive. And there we meet the rest of the characters, which to me were almost like the most important characters in the story. So we meet May. May is the Reaper. So May is the person that collected Wallace from the moment that he was dead, and took him to this place to where they're going to help him pass on. So May's character is, I mean, she's one of my favorites. If not, I think my favorite character. She is funny. She is just like straight to the point, and I don't know. I just love her. Um, I love her humor, and I love just her character overall. And then another person that we meet there is Hugo. Hugo is the person that is in charge of this place, and he helps people that have passed away but are not willing to pass on to passed on after they have died. So he talks to them and reflects with them, and then whenever they're ready to take the next step. And one thing that I really like is that Hugo is very strong in the belief that you have to let them, you have to let each soul take its time to take the next step. You can't push anybody to do it, and it is just like such a great, kind of like a comforting feeling to know that you are not going to be pushed to move on, but you're going to do it on your own time. So I really like that about Hugo's character. We also meet Hugo's father, Nelson, and he is another character that is hilarious. I love his sense of humor, and I just love the dynamic that Nelson and Hugo, his son, have. It's just such a good combination of characters between Hugo and Nelson and May, and between all three of them are helping Wallace to reflect about his life. So as you can see here, I am adding watercolor. I wanted to do some of the trees that we can see in the back of the cover, in the back of the book cover. I wanted to have some of those trees in my spread for my reading journal. So I took up this watercolor set. At this one I got from Amazon, and it is just the cheapest one that I could find at Amazon, because I'm new with watercolors, so I didn't want to spend a lot in a set that I knew it was just going to be me just basically practicing how to do watercolor. And then I know also my kids are going to be using this, so I didn't want to spend a lot. And so if you're interested, this is kind of like a starter. It's between $20, $25, and um, I think it's a pretty good starter set. It's nothing fancy. It's just something that I wanted to have so that I could start practicing my watercolor. And like I said, something that I can give to my kids so they can also play with when when they want to be creative. So overall, I enjoyed the story, although I feel like it dragged at times. Like I mentioned before, the audiobook is about 15 hours. And most of the time, we're sitting and reflecting with Wallace. We're sitting and thinking about what he did with his life, and the things that he could have done differently. So I understand that part of, sitting with him and reflecting over it, but at times it dragged a lot. And I craved for the moments that we had with the other characters. And once we had those other characters present, then I really enjoyed my time reading about it. But then it slowed down again for me. It was dragging again for me. So that took some of my enjoyment from the book, and that's why I gave it 3 stars. I still think that it's a very good story. Um, I did enjoy it. For most of the book, I did enjoy my time reading it. It is a predictable story. You do know that, this character is um, reflecting about their life and thinking, I should have focused more on people and not on material stuff. So, you know where this is going, and but I still thought, it's worth the read. Also the romance, I thought it was very cute. I really liked it. I think it was well done, and I enjoyed that part of the book. But like I said, the only thing is I felt like it did drag at times, and that was the only complaint that I kind of have about this book. So here what I'm doing is I'm just adding a little bit of washi tape and then this sticker that I found. I actually had this sticker for a while, and I found this from the dollar store, a little sticker sheet from the dollar store. And because there's a bike in the cover, I decided to add it here. So yeah, I just wanted um, to write some of my thoughts in here, add a little bit of detail here and there. There, I lost the footage where I added the color. I did added a little bit of color to my drawing, but I don't have that footage, so I apologize for that. So, but this is it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoyed the recommendation as well. If you have read this book, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you rated it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.